Welcome to Date with Danu. Today we're going to have a very stunning show, if I may say. I have two lovely ladies on the show who are going to be speaking about something more meaningful than what you see. Today I'm happy to have the reigning Miss Sri Lanka for Miss World, Sade, and also the one and only Amilani.
Hi, I'm Amilani Perera. I'm a designer based in Colombo, Sri Lanka, and I have my self-titled brand, Amilani Perera, currently retailing in Colombo and in Tokyo. And I'm really excited today to go on a date with Danu.
Hi everyone, my name is Sade Greenwood and I'm Miss Sri Lanka for Miss World 2021. I'm a part-time student and a part-time model as well. And I'm here today to go on a date with Danu. I'm so excited to be here today because I absolutely love to watch Date with Danu shows because they're always so exciting and you don't know what to expect or anticipate rather. And Danu's also celebrating his 20th anniversary in journalism, so it's very exciting to be able to be on the show to celebrate something so great with him.
So I'm nervous and excited at the same time to be on this show. It's always exciting to watch Date with Danu, an episode with Date with Danu, and you don't know what to expect. In terms of Danu as a person, I've always known him, him being a journalist and a media person, but I actually got to know him as a person behind the camera. We had this really wonderful chat when he invited me to do Danu on Fire, and I got to know his life journey and about his past, and I'm extremely proud as a Sri Lankan to see where he is at this very moment with his life journey. And he just celebrated his 20 years in media, and he's an amazing inspiration to all Sri Lankan boys, I feel. So really excited and very happy for Danu.
Welcome to the show. So it's not Sade. What is it?
It's Sade.
There is no H, right?
No, but there's an accent just
How would
on
I
the
know that? Man, nobody has ever written it like that.
little fancy. But
Yeah, Sade.
Sade.
But how many people have got it right?
Well,
Please tell me.
It's a hit or miss, you know, some days I'm Sade, some days I'm Shade, some days I'm Spade. So every day I'm a different person. So.
Yeah. I'm sure you're more of a Sade most of the time.
Mostly
Sade,
Sade, yeah.
Sade.
Sade, come here. Huta, come here, Sade.
You're more of a Sade, no, most of the time. It's Sade. If you have just put S-H-A-D-E,
Yeah.
that would have been Shade. No?
Mom, if you're watching,
Yeah, these are
Take
huge
notes.
problems, I'm telling you. Sade. Amilani, thanks for having an easy name. I can actually just say.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks
but
to my mom.
not many people will get Amilani as well. They would have called you Amani?
Amila.
Amila. Amila. Amila. That's such a nice name.
You think?
Amila.
No.
You don't look an Amila.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look more Amilani.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thanks for being on the show, guys. I'm so happy to have you both. So, Sade, you are reigning as Miss Sri Lanka for Miss World. You know, these beauty pageants have become so like in our country now. You know, like everyone is just, you know, just trying to stay away from the crown. It's something to that nature. How was it when you won? And did you feel like, you know, it's just not the right year to win it with all the crown drama we have gone through?
well, I think Sri Lanka has been through a lot in this past year, last year as well.
What are you saying past year? We are. How did you all come? Walked?
But I would say I think Sri Lanka has the potential to win any beauty pageant because you have so many spectacular girls that are doing amazing things here. And I think with beauty pageants is that there's always that common misconception where they're like, oh, it's like cat fights and it's nasty and all of that. But it's all like, that's far from the truth. It's a wonderful experience, and I was so grateful to be given that opportunity because I think who I was before I embarked on that journey is a totally different Sade. Like now I'm more confident. Now I support every woman regardless of what she's doing. You know, there's so much of women's empowerment when you go for these pageants, and every girl supports every girl there.
What happens
amazing.
to the men then?
every woman supports the men too. So, yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, there's so much of positivity, and I mean, anybody that wants to go for it, I would definitely recommend it. It's a wonderful experience.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I actually wanted to speak to you about your roommate for the pageant. That's like one of the biggest problems people go through. Who was your roommate?
So I had, because I I went back twice. My first roommate was Norway.
Why did you go back twice?
So basically what happened in December is that just one day before the finals, most of the girls got COVID.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
like on the day of the finals, we all woke up prepared to, compete. And they're like, okay, you have to pack your suitcases and go back home because we have a COVID outbreak in the pageant. And I think all the girls are devastated because they were like, oh my God, for 1 month we've worked so hard, and some of the girls have been training for years. And, now that chapter has to come to a close. And in the end, they had to postpone it to March, and only the top 40 were invited back.
And
So,
you were
yeah.
in the top 40.
I was in the top 40, so I'm very fortunate for that, yeah.
That's brilliant. Let's talk more about when we do come back. But right now, I want to ask you, Amilani, you have been in the fashion business for quite some time. And would you like to call yourself a very commercialized fashion designer? Or are you someone who has fashion with a purpose?
I think I'm a bit of both.
Okay.
So I was a very commercial designer until I actually started embarking on this journey with UNFPA. Then only I found my purpose in what I do. But at the same time, it is a business, and I need to sustain myself.
That is true. Fabric is not coming free, no?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. But I like to balance it out with a bit of both worlds. And I love where I am right now.
Amazing.
As a designer, as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, I'm really happy where I am.
And it's the right
now.
balance of,
Yes.
of it all.
Yes.
Brilliant. Now, there's a reason why both of them are seated together on this show, because Sade, got it right? Sade wore Amilani's clothes on the main show. We'll speak more about it, of course. But right now, it's time to put them at ease with a segment we call Hot Seat. Welcome back to the show, and we're going to ask a few hot seat questions. Now, these two know about this segment, so they've been quite grumpy ever since. All right, are you ready? I'm going to start with Amilani, or older, wiser.
Oh.
Right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how fun do you think you are?
8.
Oh. If you had to trade your husband for fuel, would you do it?
No, because I hardly drive.
If you were to speak to the current president and could only say one sentence, what would it be?
People are suffering.
Who do you think the most stylish personality in Colombo from the following? Rosie Senanayaka, Indi Yapa, Hareen Fernando, Ramani Fernando, Ajay Singh.
I think Rosie Senanayaka.
If you could collaborate with one of the following designers for a grand finale at Colombo Fashion Week, who would you pick and why? Charini Suryage, Sonali Dharmavardhana, Darsha Kirtisena, Dimuthu Sahabandu.
Definitely Dimuthu Sahabandu.
Right.
Why?
Why? Yeah, tell me why.
Why? Because it's not before
No,
Colombo
it's
Fashion
fine, and you have anyway thrown all the others away, no? So it's tell me now.
No, because we have been friends. We have studied together. We are
Fine.
batchmates.
So you are
he
saying
and
other
I-
people you are not friends with?
No, I'm saying he's one of my bestest friends.
Fine.
We have been studying together in La Salle. We are batchmates and we have been friends since. And later on, only Colombo Fashion Week started.
Ah.
Yes, that's why. So he and I have this understanding of what would work better as well, and he and I have an understanding of our identities as well. It goes way back. I know Dims when he was braiding, what he was doing now, how it started. He's magnificent, by the way.
That is true. I will totally agree with that.
Yes.
Onela, Christina Plate, two Miss Sri Lanka winners who have made an impression on the international stage. Who is your personal favorite out of the two?
So Onela actually helped me on my journey as well. She was giving me a lot of tips and a lot of advice. So I feel like in terms of my journey at the moment, she was amazing. She was a rock and a support system for me. So yeah.
Onila Gunasekara, if you didn't know, she won Miss Congeniality
Yes, at Miss
on
Universe.
the Miss Universe platform, which is actually a big thing. That's actually a title.
Yeah.
That's not even, you don't need to perform. It is for real. They monitor you throughout the reign,
Yes.
which is great. If you can only spend on one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I think if I could spend on one thing for the rest of my life, I think I would try and do something with charity. If I had unlimited money, I would try and do more things involved with youth here and with education, which is something I hope I get a chance to do in the future. So yes.
Okay. If the Tourist Board of Sri Lanka wanted to make you an ambassador for a pressing cause in the country, what cause would you choose to lend your voice?
I think environmental conservation, which is something I'm already into. So I think because it's kind of up my alley a little bit, I think it would be great. So Tourism Board, if you're watching.
Yeah. But in the meantime, let's all eat. There's a bit of a fundamental food problem there. What is the first thing you do when you wake up for the day, and what's the last thing you do?
So when I wake up for the day, I usually kind of make a mental note of the things I have to get done for the day. And before I go to bed, I always read my DMs and stuff, and I try to reply to, words of encouragement, even the nasty ones, I try to reply to them. But yeah, try to do that before I go to bed.
All right. What would you say has been your biggest achievement in life and your biggest regret in life?
Well, I think my biggest achievement is that, I think getting a scholarship to study international relations in Tokyo, because it's something that I worked really, really hard for, and it's great when you see results. So I think that's my biggest achievement. And I don't think I have a regret in life, because I think even the bad things grow you as a person. So even the bad, character growth is good or bad, it's good. Wait, what? No, I'm confused now. But if you have bad things happen to you, I think it develops your character as a person and it makes you who you are. So I don't think I have any regrets. So yeah.
Excellent. Good answer. These are all very pageant people, no?
Very done.
Yeah, very I have got the mic and let's, yeah. But it's very hard for me to pick. Can I just give it to you over your chair?
We'll share. We'll share.
Share.
Women empowerment.
So hard, men, so hard. All right, I don't know whether I'll be hammered today on this show, Women Empowerment, and both of you together. Let's get into a break. We'll see you right after. Do stick around. It's Stay with Danu. Welcome back to the show. So I wanted to speak about fashion with a purpose, if I could call it that. This year at Colombo Fashion Week, we got a chance to witness Amilani's collection, which spoke about women and the harassment that they go through. In 2022, if we are still talking about it, it's actually not anyone's fault but ours. And that's something that we need to really realize and sort of start working with it. It's in no way we are saying that men are not abused. I think men are subject to abuse every single day too. But women, it has been something that doesn't get enough mileage. Defense mechanisms are less, chances of fighting in terms of strength could be weaker, and also women have bigger obstacles. They have monthly cycles, pregnancy, and every monthly cycle goes through so many different types of mood swings. There are so many issues that come along with it. And I always say equal opportunity for men and women does not define saying, okay, you can lift the table, go ahead, lift it now. You're an equal woman. No, it's not that. It's about understanding a person's capacity and giving them the equal opportunity. And that's what defines equal opportunity, which is true. You can't expect a person who is barely earning any money to drive a Lamborghini and be like, oh, we gave you the opportunity. It's not that. You have to find a way. So it's one of those. Tell me, Amilani, your project this year was so powerful on the ramp beyond fashion. Tell me about your work with the NUP.
So my entire partnership is not just about Colombo Fashion Week.
Good, speak a bit clear.
Okay. My entire partnership is not just about Colombo Fashion Week. It's just
one part of it.
One part of it. It's just the tip of the iceberg, because that's the part where we handle the social awareness of this entire project. So this year, like, it has been a storyline, if I just recall from 2020 as we started. 2020 was about Unbreakable. It was about, if there are any survivors out there, to let them know their journey hasn't ended just because they have got victimized. You are empowered, you can be empowered, and you can empower your own self, and you have that strength to move on. The second one was with her, where we wanted to express and educate the society about the survivors beyond their race, beyond their culture, where they come from, with their ethnic background. We need to stand by them. They're humans, and we need to support them. And they come from a very dark past, so we need to understand them and empower them in whichever way we can. So the third one is about why this happened. What's the reason? It's nothing to do with a tangible thing. It's something internal about the perpetrator. And after what happens, even though it's a physical act most of the time, it's an internal journey that the survivor takes.
Correct.
That's the imprint which will be there. That's what we don't see. Oh, you got abused like 5 years ago. Why are you still on about it? Why are you still crying about it? Because she hasn't found that space, where she hasn't found that safe space yet.
To heal.
To heal.
To be honest, for those, I know that we have a huge viewership that follows us internationally as well. Believe it or not, Sri Lanka has pages on Facebook that says Girls in Uniform.
That's right.
And these are not pictures that have been taken with girls' consent. These are girls traveling in buses. They are like waiting for a school van to pick them up. And there are men who perv on them. And these are like the comments that go about, saying that, you know, in Sinhalese, the comments, some were so brutal, which we have read, which I have actually gone through prior to this show. Mata dadiya suhanda asai. And to be honest, that's it. I like the smell of the sweat. This is the type of people we are living with, and that is still a child.
Yes.
In a uniform. And this is just one part of it. I wanted to ask you, when you went taking her clothing, did people ask you what this piece of garment that you're wearing represented?
Yeah, so a lot of people were just blown away by just the artistry, and there was they could tell that there was a lot of work and love that were put into the dresses. I actually messaged Amilani as well when I came back. I'm like, I went for a charity gala, and everyone was just coming up to me like, where did you get that dress? It's stunning. Like, even fashion designers there were like, wow, it's like beautiful. They'd never seen it before. And a lot of the work, like the thing with Amilani is that her work, everything has a story. All her dresses have a story. You know, this flower will symbolize something, and you know, it's wonderful to be able to explain that, because there's nothing better than wearing something that brings awareness to a problem that is very prevalent not only in Sri Lanka but everywhere else around the world.
But I wanted to speak about something very powerful which Sri Lanka unfortunately didn't give enough highlight to, because, telling you the honest truth, at that particular time there was the 100-day government in our country, and for some odd reason I felt that the system let the issue down in terms of the rape that happened in Jaffna for a girl who was in a school uniform. We're going to be speaking more about it when we do come back. To stick around. It's Date with Danu. Welcome back to the show. A topic I wanted to speak about, I'm sure you know about this case. The girl who was raped in Jaffna and died subsequently. I was very sad about it at that time, over the fact that we didn't create enough awareness. We didn't have people fighting on the road for it. We have become such a complacent country. Like, we tend to settle up and be like, okay, fine. For example, the situation, right, only now we are seeing people raising their voices for their rights, for their fundamental rights of electricity or fuel or just getting to a place without a problem. Only now that we hear some kind of a noise. But we Sri Lankans are so used to, okay, fine, they won't give up, let's find another solution for it. But this particular child who was raped and killed was in a school uniform, and that's the only thing I can never get my mind out of. but yet the 100-day government plan was so highlighted that we forgot the basics of this particular one. So I wanted to ask you, please tell me, what do you think is in people's mind when you tell them that we need to go out there and help women and girls like this? You would have worked with grassroots levels big time.
The thing is, Danu, things like this really doesn't matter to most of the people until it happens to one of their sisters or mothers or their, significant partner or somebody, something like that. That's what I've noticed. Like even about the Jaffna issue, these are the issues which I taken upon and did the second aspect with her collection, where beyond their race, beyond where they come from. Just because they're from the north, you can't just brush them off. Just because they're from the south, you can't just brush problems
It doesn't
out.
always need to happen in like Colombo.
And it doesn't need to be with a if it's a
Influential family.
high-end family, it would be all over Colombo. How it happened, how it got strangled, everything. Not that abuse is abuse, violence is violence, no matter what, wherever, whether Will Smith hits Chris Rock, whether any part of the world, violence is violence, and violence is not the answer for any matter. But what we most of the time we need to understand is that we all have a part to do. I'm really proud to see a man speaking about this issue and the way you speak with such education about this, because this is very rare. And it's that this is how we need to start this. This is how it's okay for men to speak about it. It's okay women to speak up about other women, what they go through. Because people don't like to speak up about these things, and they say that they might get attacked saying that, oh, they'll think that I got abused because I'm talking about these things. No, it's something which is very internal. I think I got this from my parents also, because they always helped people. They were very involved with people, and this partnership also built up accidentally. It was just accidental conversation I had with a UNFPA representative, and initial stage was for me to go, and I wanted to go and teach these girls, which is happening at the moment, at this very moment as well. We are planning to actually go to the north this time, to the shelters, and teach these girls about color theory, entrepreneurship, and I want to gather more entrepreneurs as well, like bakers, because not everybody wants to do
fashion,
not everybody wants to do stitching. So I want to make it bigger. It's not just about fashion, it's about, at the end of the day, our goal is to empower these girls and to let them know that you have a future, and to stand on their own feet without waiting for their husband's money to feed the children, so that if there's abuse, if there's some abuse happening, if there's anything emotional, physical abuse, they know how to stand on their 2 feet.
And also walk out of negative,
The minute you become sustained, I think the perpetrator also plays a role where it reduces. With our knowledge, with our statistics, it's always, most of the time, it's the low income level women who suffer the most, because they don't have a way of getting out of this.
When you had to speak about it, they will say, okay, she has gone to Asia International, she would have not actually seen this kind of lifestyle. Tell me, have you been subjected to any type of abuse?
Yeah. So I think every girl has gone through their fair share of abuse, especially when you grow up. I think in South Asia there's a lot of taboo to kind of speak out and use your voice to highlight these problems. And I think as a girl, and I have gone through my fair share of abuse as well. But I think that's not me, that's also, most of the women in South Asia and around the world rather. They've all been subjected to abuse in some form or another, whether it be verbal, whether it be physical,
Yeah, and it's just sad that it's still taking time for us to make it stop. At least bring it to a better place where it's not going to exist, but it's more like just increasing as day goes by. Let's speak more, but right now we need to break the in-depth conversation a little bit. It's too painful always. Let's get into a fun segment called Yes or No. So we do a segment called Yes or No, a chance for you to actually come to know more about them. Little you know, these type of frivolous questions tend to bring out the real personality.
Oh, damn.
All right? All right. You can explain if you want to as to why you're holding yes or no, or you can just go ahead and just hold the board with no comments. All right?
Okay.
Here we go. Have you ever drank so much that you ended up blanking out completely? Have you ever forgotten to study for a test until you arrived at the class to take the test? Yes, of course. I never studied, I think. Do you ever get scared when the lights are off at night and you are home alone?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a scary sitting, right?
is.
However much you know the house, you're like,
What's
that a
that
branch?
shadow?
yeah,
Is that a branch for sure?
is that my cat? Have you ever wet your underwear in public or in front of your friends?
Oh my god.
No? No? I have.
Okay.
Have you ever had strong feelings for someone who didn't have the same feelings as you?
Oh.
What are y'all?
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yes, this one is, you have been on earth for a very short time, no child. That's why you have not gone through all of this. Okay. Have you ever danced
Provocatively?
provocatively at a club to attract someone's attention?
Okay. No.
No. My dance cannot go there to provocative levels. They'll be like, oh, such a funny fellow. Okay. Have you ever made one of your parents cry in the past?
Yeah.
Yes, we have all, they've all
Bad kids,
contributed in
yeah.
some way,
Bad
but
kids.
not knowingly, no?
Yeah. Now when you look back, now when you're a parent, definitely you're like, oh my god, what were you doing?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, true. Wait, what am I saying true? Like, yeah, true.
Sade has a
Yeah.
child.
You are a child still.
I am a child.
Have you ever dated someone more than once, even though you knew you're going back to them and it's bad for you?
That, no.
I did.
Okay.
Have you ever worn an outfit one time and then tried to return it where the tags were still on?
No. I haven't.
But to be honest, I only wore it for a shoot and I hated it.
But this is very common in the US though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course. They
Because
wear it for the whole night.
Night, and
This
then
I
you
just
can
wore it for a
just-
shoot. I bought it for a shoot. I wore it for a shoot. I didn't like it and I told them the truth. I wore it
Okay.
for a shoot. But I did return it. But I puffed some perfume on it just before. If you are single, would you consider sleeping with an elderly person if promised money when they die?
Danu.
Just a hint. No, so, but yeah. Have you internet stalked someone?
Okay.
Yes, right? It's such a common thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
done that.
And have you all got all the information you all want? Now on Facebook,
No.
there's this thing called. You know, now on Facebook, they have this, this account is secured or something.
Oh, yeah.
You have no information. You just have the profile and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't see anything.
I'm not very not a Facebook person.
Insta.
Insta.
But I hate
because
it when.
all the, like everybody's there and now I don't know how to filter it out, so I
Yeah.
just given up on that.
You know what I really hate when people just have like a prawn as your profile picture. How would I know who this prawn is? Just trying to figure out. You want to dig through, and then we have to go on Truecaller,
that's so
then go
true.
to WhatsApp. Too much of work.
Yeah.
But that satisfaction when it's a public
Yes.
account, like, yes,
Yes, yes, you know this
can
person.
stalk.
And when you were able to solve the puzzle, it's a bigger satisfaction. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
True, true.
Okay.
Let's get into a break. We'll see you right after this. Do stick around. It's Date with Danu. Welcome back to the show. So, Sade, you're what, 20 now?
I'm turning 20, still 19.
Is she allowed to be in the show?
Are you even allowed to be here?
I think my parents have to sit here, PG.
Parental guidance. How did you survive on the big stage? Were you scared? There would have been older girls competing.
Yeah, so the second time around that I went there, I was actually the youngest.
In the
that was
top
there.
40?
Yeah, in the top 40. Most of the girls were in their 20s.
What did they see in you to get you to top 40?
You know what? I asked myself that question every day.
I didn't mean it in a bad way. I'm just like, I didn't mean it like, what did they see in you? I actually meant like, what did they see in you?
Yeah, like I think one thing that is very important at Miss World is personality. And I think you have to have that, you know, like a team player, like somebody that's an all-rounder, somebody that's able to step out of their comfort zone. And I'm a bit of a chatterbox. So
Good
when I
man.
went there, I was in my little element, you know, I was going around, I was talking to different girls, I was like so interested in like their culture and their countries. So I think they just saw me and they were just like, oh my God, this girl. They were just like,
get her, man, just get
in
her,
the top
just get
40.
her. At least
She'll
she'll
get the
keep us
party going.
entertained and all.
She's no. What I would say is that if I add on, because I was following her, she took a couple of my clothes that time as well. Like
The first lot.
The first lot also, she took a couple of my clothes.
Did you have to pay for your flight tickets twice?
No comment.
You can. I don't know.
Yeah. I did, yeah.
I would have said no for the top 40.
But I was lucky because I got sponsors, so it was
you're
wonderful.
one of those very
So-
rare ones.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
very lucky. So.
Some of our Sri Lankans have only got a toaster, man. Okay, tell me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna comment. But no, what I saw in her was that when I was going through her IG stories and things like that, she was very, very
In the game.
in the game. She was the proper. I think Miss Sri Lanka, we would all be proud, and we are really proud
Yeah.
of you. And you've
Yeah.
done wonders, and I was really proud seeing your work, how you present yourself with the other girls. You never like backed out.
You didn't
and
have any cat
it
fight
was
with anyone?
So good.
No. Nobody decided to set your dress on fire?
No.
None of these happen.
Not this time, no.
But you know it happens, right?
Yeah.
You need to come to terms with that.
Like before I left on the journey, a lot of people were just like, oh my God, like, be careful. Like they painted it out to be like this, you know, like a terrible thing, like terrible things are going to happen to me every day, that sort of thing. But it was not like that at all.
Yeah.
I didn't have one
Maybe you would have
problem.
spoken your way out of it all.
Probably.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I think like,
I think you always get what you give. And if you
Exactly,
give good things, I'm
yes.
sure they'll give you back the
it's
same.
all about energy at the end of the
Yeah.
day, right?
Yeah.
So,
And it's
Yeah.
easier that
It's
way.
the vibe.
It's the vibe.
Amilani, I wanted to ask you, there's also another side to this women empowerment. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, there are some who are big on Facebook and Instagram. They're very commanding about the issues, but they fight for everything. Dogs on the road, trees growing wrong, no water. Like now they've gone into fuel. Like the whole, any problem is a problem to like fight about. Do you feel that type of aggressive behavior actually pans out to be like work on a ground level? Or are these people just there, just barking and not actually biting?
Well, I think it's very subjective on how important that person is. For an example, if it's a very influential person, then if that person can make a change for sure, and if it's not something just to get followers or just to be popular among people, then it might not work. I mean, like what Sade said and like what you said, it's what you give that you get in return.
Yeah.
People know. I think people nowadays are more aware and more, because there was a time when people would follow every Tom, Dick and Harry, who would just,
Yeah.
just
And
be
also,
out there.
I also personally feel that not everyone is going to like all flavors of ice cream.
Exactly. It's
You're
not
going to have a flavor of your own. And
Yes.
so you need to promote that flavor because there'll be somebody to speak for strawberry. Otherwise, if everyone talks for all the flavors, then
it kind of
yeah.
dilutes, but if it works for that person, that's fine. And if it helps more than works for that person, it needs to serve a purpose.
Yeah.
If the purpose is served, completely fine. If you want to talk about the trees and everything under the sun, that's fine.
Yeah.
But as
in
long
terms
as
of-
it works.
Yeah. In terms of women's rights, we have a
Okay.
lot of people who take even the smallest things as an issue. Like if I say, oh, you look really hot today. And that could have been coming from a very complimentary, you look beautiful, I
Yes.
appreciate your point. Why, I didn't want your validation. That whole extreme behavior. Then what do you do? I want
So
to
now
know
it's the
about
basic
that.
thing. The basic thing about abuse
want to
is
just
that
get
if you
hammered.
feel uncomfortable, then that's an abuse. whatever you feel uncomfortable, that's an abuse. But nevertheless, you should draw the line where you need to be socialized at the same time.
This shirt is abusive then. I feel uncomfortable.
Maybe.
There you go.
It's time to get rid of that shirt.
That's the problem, you know. You can't. Like, for example, I should be in a peace of mind for me to say, hey, you look pretty nice
No,
today.
that's great.
Or
I
like,
mean, I love that. I mean, for me, that's a person. It's
how you see it.
how you see
end
it.
up saying that to somebody, they'll just slap you. Like if I say, you look hot, da. It's not that I'm objectifying
At this day
you.
of age,
Yeah, I'm
after
not.
yesterday's incident, you have to
Correct.
be very careful.
And also, I'm not objectifying you. I'm just saying, you look hot, and you are being given a compliment.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You know, there are those people who have taken it to such a point that it has now also become a bit of a joke. And that is where the real people who work on it get labeled into the same thing. They're like, oh, this one is just now started now on her rampage. It's one of those. What
But
do you all
then,
say about it?
for me, what I do is Danu, I always do my work and I just stay away from all the
Drama?
because people are going to talk about you no matter what.
Yeah.
When you're in the limelight, especially when you come to the limelight, you must be knowing Sade, you must be knowing Danu. People will say good things about you, bad things about you. This is what
And
you need to expect.
misunderstand you, misread you.
This is what you need to expect. But if you are doing in the right mind and right conscious, then it doesn't matter anymore, right? Does it matter? No, it doesn't. So even these people who speak about everything under the sun also, if it's at the right conscious, then go for it. If it works for you, go for it. But I'm really comfortable where I am right now, and I don't really bother that much about these people also. If they want to speak up about it, that's amazing. That's another person who's talking about it and
Yeah.
spreading awareness.
You are not, you have not been like, you know, dragged into the mud in the fashion industry.
Actually, I mean, it has been 9 years so far, and I have been really blessed to be where I am right
Okay,
now.
I'll tell
I'm
you a
really
few things,
happy. Okay, oh
I'll
my
just
God. What you have heard about me?
I'll just drag you in the mud for a little bit tomorrow. I'll just trash you to a few people, then fine.
my God,
You just
no.
need to get a dose of reality as well. Just be trashed. You and I will meet up.
Look at this.
Just trash you like nonsense.
Look at this one.
Some Amilani, I'm telling you, terrible her work. It's just,
Oh my God.
just like throw you under the bus for a bit. Let's get into a segment called One Word. All right, so we have these one-word answers. Y'all can elaborate if y'all want to. Amilani, the first thing you notice in others.
Hair.
One thing you could do all day and every day. Don't tell me your husband, please.
But I love being with my baby.
Ah, that's true.
It's cute.
What you'd never buy with money.
Love.
True. I have a few things I want to say.
Please don't. No, we have a child. No.
Yes, true. I don't mind paying as well now. A job you would never do even if the salary was $1 million. Here, imagine, $1 million if you convert now.
But still, an escort will be no way.
To you, my darling, first thing you would like others to notice about you.
I think my personality.
All right. A celebrity you'd love to date one day. Hypothetical question.
Oh my
Hypothetical question.
Henry Cavill.
You passed
Dreamboat.
Sri Lanka and went flying out of this place. Oh no. Your very first opinion of me?
Very eccentric, a bubbly personality. Like bubbly, I think
Bubbly would have been better. Eccentric was a bit pain.
No, is that a bad word? I don't know.
Good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
The quality you value most in others.
Kindness.
If you were a salesperson, what product would you like to sell?
I'm not sure. Maybe cups.
What?
What?
It's kind of random, right? I don't know.
Like I
Like
thought you would say shoes
cosmetic.
Like,
or like
yeah, just like kind of
perfumes.
like market something that not a lot of people can probably market.
That's cool.
Cups.
That's a
You go, girl.
she's so pageanty, like she's so
finds
cool.
an answer throughout. And those ones who give like terrible answers when they're put under the spot scene, no? Like one question they asked, that one that went really viral, like why don't Americans know like where is America on the map? And this contestant was like, that's because in Africa they don't get a map.
Oh my god.
It's like all just shot the other way. Sane men. I think it's a lot of stress, right?
When you're under
Yeah.
the spotlight, you don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like just rambling.
Yeah.
If I only had the body and the height, no, I have the height, only the body I'm missing, and maybe the gender as well, I would have just gone.
No, you could have gone for Mr. World.
Yeah, that's really pushing it hard. Have you seen the other people's body? They're like, we have got one representative to represent the whole world now.
Oh no.
But your personality will like kill it.
No,
I'm pretty sure.
I have to still walk around in swimwear now.
Still, it will be like,
They're like,
You
there
know-
was so much of Sri Lanka, we couldn't see the rest of the country. And we moved to Asia. Let's get into a break. We'll see you right after. Let me give you an insight information about my guest today. Their Facebook accounts are boring. But we found a few, so let's ask.
Oh no.
For some odd reason, people tag me in the most ugliest pictures. Sometimes I'm like, just about to eat a sandwich. And then somebody has tagged me. Why would they? Like, face recognition is important, but not for like that. But y'all have none of those. I don't think you take a bad picture. That's annoying.
No, we
Like
just remove them when they tag us, like out.
untagged.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's my mom. She passed away when I was 23.
My mom too.
We had that.
Ah, sorry.
Yeah.
You have had the same face from then to now.
Everybody says that.
Yeah. You just need a fringe and you look just like this.
I had a bad fringe once also.
Moms are too special, no?
Yeah.
Like at whatever age you need them.
At any given
age.
point.
Yeah.
It's true.
Aww.
Oh, that's a recent one, yeah?
It's such a cute photo because there's so much of innocence there.
There was a lot of pride as well wearing that for the first time.
Have you worn like this before?
Actually, I used to do Oriental dancing like growing up.
What?
Yeah,
Udarata?
yeah. I actually used to, so it was a great, like, it was really
Like a comeback
lovely.
moment.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now I need to know about this count. This was like heavier than me apparently,
Oh
no?
my gosh. I used to take breaks where they used to take a picture and then I would just remove it and just hold it like that because it was so heavy. I would get headaches. It was, yeah. It's just gold and like gems, precious gems, so it's heavy.
They never gave this to you, no?
No, they didn't.
This is such a beautiful photo.
Oh.
That's when he was 1 month old.
And you look like this after 1 month?
Yeah, but I was chubby back. Like 1 month I had like, I was plumpy a bit because
I'm still trying to deliver this child. Let's look at these pictures.
Oh my God, no. That's my hens. How did you, so you have that?
I have, like I found. You were dressed in everything that you didn't want to be dressed in.
Yeah, well, I had fun that night. That night was superb. We went to.
Can I
it was
please
really
know
good.
why this?
What is that?
Why
oh,
are
that's
you-
in Japan.
Oh wow!
Really?
That's in Japan.
So
that's in,
everything
that's
is
in, a
in this
museum.
position then?
Everything was. Oh,
No. Am I the corrupt one here?
no, I was just like, what do you mean everything is in that position?
Now I know your position.
Oh my God. You will laugh.
No, but this particular one.
That's the Japanese. That's how they have tea and all that.
And by
Everything
hand.
is so tiny. I was so mesmerized by that whole museum.
Yeah.
So they had like this stage, like a mock of a Japanese house. So I took a picture.
I have watched Ochin, okay?
Oh,
I
okay.
know
Oh, right.
Japanese.
You didn't know where it was taken.
Sorry. We Sri Lankans have watched Oshin when we were growing up. Have you watched Oshin?
No.
Oh,
I'm just
you have
nodding. I'm
to.
like, yeah.
Look
I
at
don't
her
think you
trying
would
to
have
blend
watched
in.
Oshin because Oshin was like for the more 90s babies.
Yeah.
Oshin but ran like I think 172 times repeated. So you might have watched it in some at some
Can you
point.
remember how it starts?
Yeah.
Like the most saddest.
Yeah. Sad. It's a sad. Oshin has suffered the most in life. She has gone through everything.
Everything.
Poverty, abuse,
Oh my
no
gosh,
money,
yes.
no food, no life, no joy.
This is a kids show.
No. This is what Sri Lankans love to watch back
This was
then.
dubbed, okay? It was dubbed. Like
It's
you can
Japanese.
see these Japanese ladies saying, "Matoki bagyak tin."
and the mouth is still going
Yeah.
on.
Okay, pudi kellak dennuko mata kanna.
And it's still going on.
Yeah. Mata hari badakini. And you are like just like when we were kids, we had like 3 shows to watch at that time. No Date with Danu and all, no child.
Oh yeah.
I was still an infant. I had to grow up to change it. Sorry. But before we wrap things up on the show, I want to say, I've said this many times, I personally feel women have a magnificent superpower. And it's also a gift to have associations with women who actually add that value in your life. I'm telling you, in terms of responsibility, I'm so happy when women have the keys to it because they will always deliver. There's never a day that I have felt like, oh, I need to follow up again. But in every pack of 10, there's going to be one bad egg. So if you are caught in a bad relationship with a woman or with a man, you need to get out of it. We have been brought to this world to live hand in hand, to support each other beyond gender, beyond race and all of that. But I am so happy that through entertainment, through fashion, through positive music, theatre, dance, we can express such powerful message. And even through beauty. And I think you have been a great ambassador, and being ranked in the top 40 on a world pageant and a country that is so small, to be recognized is a huge thing. And it's not an easy competition. It doesn't happen in like lobbies. It is actually a big thing to fight for, and I'm very, very proud of you. And thanks for being such a simple, humble girl. And I think that is what's going to take you way above your limits in life.
Thank you very much.
And I
Thank you
wish
for
all
having
the
me
very
on the
best.
show.
I'm so happy you came on it, and it was her idea.
Oh, Amilani, thank you.
Yeah, I should have just taken the comment. No, it was my idea. Amilani, I'm so proud that you took fashion to another level. Your segment at Colombo Fashion Week would have opened so many people's lives. In terms of the creativity, she portrayed women in their motherhood, entrepreneurship, school life, and even a girl feeling fabulous in a bikini down south. They should not feel ashamed about any outfit, any role they're playing that day. I think it all just brings out the best. I've had a wonderful mum in my life who brought me up, and she gave me the value of understanding empathy. And I have a sister who is like a huge support system. So I know that women bring in so much good in us. So we should just appreciate it and not tarnish it. It's just sad.
Thank you. That's great.
Did I make sense?
Yeah,
You did.
yeah.
You did.
Thank you for being on the show, and I
Had a good
hope I
time.
wish you all the very best, and I really hope that y'all will have some kunu next time I meet y'all. There's nothing, no dirt on y'all at all. It's so like I felt very bored searching for y'all,
God.
searching for some like Amilani, such a nice girl. Bye.
No tea.
No goss at all.
See, he's like, who do you like? I said, anybody is fine. What do you mean, anybody is fine?
Have you heard what other people are saying about you? Not with that Amilani, please. No, nobody said that.
See, it's like, I don't know. I have built this shield where it's fine. I mean, it's fine. As long as you're at good conscience, I think you should not be bothered. I think it's good.
Annie, would you like to cut a piece of that sari and give for my pocket square next?
Not this one. I'll do something for you. I'll get a print
No, I
done.
just thought of it. I was like,
Need a
I
pair of
love
scissors. Anyone have scissors?
just cut a small piece out of that. All right, on that note, we need to wrap things up. Thank you so very much for joining us on Date with Danu. We'll see you with another cool episode. Till then, you keep smiling. It's a wrap.